Hi, Michelle here from StrawBearie.com, and we're going to make some food wraps today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my fabric into the size that I want, and since this is a fat quarter, I'm going to cut it into 4 sections, just make it really easy and simple. And I'm going to use my pinking shears to do that. So pinking shears are a zigzag scissor, so it will help it to not fray as much because of the zigzag edge instead of just a regular edge. Now these reusable food wraps, they can be used up to about 150 times, I believe, or last about a year. So we should get a lot of use from them. Now I'm going to cut again. So I'm going to make 4 wraps out of this one square. Now I also want to go back over and cut the edges that were already straight, just so that they have that zigzag on them so that they don't fray as badly. And you can make these whatever size you want, whatever works for you, whatever might fit on your bowls the best. All right, now that I have my fabric cut into a square, I'm going to start ironing. So what I have here is I just have a towel on my table followed by a silicone mat so that nothing will stick to. And I have some beeswax beads that I got from Michael's. I believe they were about $15.99, but I had a 50% off coupon, so they only cost me like $8. And I'm not going to need very many of these at all. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my square, I'm going to lay it down on my mat. Now, I've actually already made one, and I made this one with just the wax, and it's pretty stiff, and it should work fine, but I also would like to try doing it with a little bit of coconut oil. So I'm going to take my coconut oil, and I just have like a little basting brush here, and I'm going to just brush on some of the coconut oil, just to see if this will give it a little bit more flexibility. And I'm doing this before I put the wax on so that I don't end up putting wax in my coconut oil. Now I'm going to do 2 sheets at once. So I'm going to take my second one, and I need to trim that. Oops, then I cut some more. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of coconut oil on the second one. Peel this one off, and I'm going to put my beeswax pieces on. Now that they're sprinkled, I'm going to take my other piece of fabric and I'm going to lay that on top so that I'm doing 2 at once. I'm going to take my silicone mat and put it on top. So I'm going to heat this up for a while. My iron is set to cotton since my fabric is cotton, and you do want to use 100% cotton fabric. That's going to be the best for you. You should get about 150 uses out of it. They should last maybe a year, year and a half. And when you're done, everything in here is biodegradable. You could put it in your compost pile if you have one. All right, so now I'm going to peel this up, and it's almost done. I'm going to transfer a little bit from the edges over there to the spots that look a little faint, just kind of my corners, and I'm going to press them back down on top of each other. Make sure I get my corners real well, and they look perfect. So I'm going to let these dry for a little while, and then I'll show you how to use them. It might be helpful to have a hanger or something to put these on so that they can dry a little faster. For my next one, I want to make it into a bag. So I'm going to take half of a fat quarter, and I've zigzagged the edges already. And I'm just going to run the sides through my sewing machine to sew them up. Now I have a little pouch, little bag, and I'm going to turn it inside out. And I'm going to rub some of the coconut oil on it because I do think having a little bit of coconut oil is making the bag better. And do that to both sides. Now I'm going to make it right side out again. And I'm pretty sure that my wax is going to soak through both sides. So I'm not too concerned with that. So I'm going to sprinkle on my wax pellets. By the way, in hindsight, use the parchment paper because it's going to take forever for me to clean these silicone mats. Let's iron that down. So now I have these two pieces sewn together. Let's just let it dry and we'll see what happens. Now that they're finished, what you do is you take them and you put them over the bowl or the dish that you want to cover with plastic wrap, and just kind of hold your hands there a little bit. Let the heat from your hands kind of help seal it, and you wrap it around whatever it is. And then you have this eco-friendly reusable wrap. Now to wash these, you want to wash them with soap and water, but cold water, so that the wax stays nice and in the fabric. You can wrap them directly around your food. So say this apple was half eaten, this would be a good way to just kind of seal it in. And you can see that that's going to stay there really, really well. This is the one that I made as a little bag that I sewed up the sides first. I'm just gonna have to peel it apart one time and it'll be fine the rest of the time. Okay, so now it's ready to use. And you can actually just stick whatever food you have in this bag. And I'll just stick my wrapped up apple in there. And then you can just fold over and press that, and maybe fold it twice. Get a nice strong press, and whatever you have in there, like a sandwich or whatever, is going to stay nice and fresh and stuff in this bag. I think that this is a really cool idea, and if you buy these online, they cost quite a bit, like around $20 for a few of them. So I'm thinking that maybe I can make some of these, and when I give away cookies or sweets or something, maybe at the holidays, that instead of putting them in a plastic bag, I can put them in one of these reusables and give two gifts at once, the cookies and the reusable pouch. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell all your friends, and have a great day crafting away.